In the ancient land of Israel, during a time of great turmoil and spiritual conflict, there lived a prophet named Elijah. He was a man chosen by God to deliver his messages to the people and to stand against the prevailing idolatry that had gripped the nation. Elijah emerged during the reign of King Ahab, a ruler who had abandoned the worship of the one true God in favor of the false god Baal. The people of Israel were led astray, worshiping idols and turning away from the teachings of their ancestors. One day, Elijah received a divine message from God, instructing him to confront King Ahab and challenge the prophets of Baal on Mount Carmel. The stage was set for a dramatic showdown between the God of Israel and the false god Baal. As Elijah stood before the people on Mount Carmel, he issued a bold challenge to the prophets of Baal. Two altars were constructed, one for the prophets of Baal and one for Elijah. Each group was to prepare a sacrifice and call upon their respective gods to send down fire to consume it. The prophets of Baal went first. From morning until noon, they cried out to Baal, danced around their altar, and even cut themselves in desperation. But there was no response from their false deity. The altar remained untouched. Seeing the futility of their efforts, Elijah stepped forward and prepared his altar. He called upon the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, asking for a display of divine power. Elijah drenched his altar with water 3 times, making it impossible for anyone to accuse him of trickery. Then, in a moment of awe-inspiring glory, fire descended from heaven and consumed Elijah's sacrifice, the altar, and even the water. The people witnessed the undeniable power of the true God, and they fell to the ground, declaring, "The Lord, He is God. The Lord, He is God." Elijah's victory, however, did not bring about an immediate spiritual revival. Queen Jezebel, the wife of King Ahab, was furious and vowed to kill Elijah. Fearing for his life, Elijah fled into the wilderness and sought refuge under a broom tree. There, in his moment of exhaustion and despair, Elijah prayed for death. In response to Elijah's plea, God did not grant him death, but instead provided nourishment and rest. An angel appeared to Elijah, giving him food and water, sustaining him for a challenging journey ahead. Guided by the Lord, Elijah traveled to Horeb, the mountain of God. In a cave on the mountain, Elijah experienced a powerful encounter with God. A mighty wind, an earthquake, and a fire passed by, but God was not in any of these. Instead, God spoke to Elijah in a gentle whisper, reassuring him of his presence and purpose. Renewed and strengthened, Elijah received new instructions from God. He was to anoint Elisha as his successor and continue God's work of confronting injustice and idolatry in the land. As Elijah and Elisha journeyed together, their bond strengthened, and they faced various challenges. The time came for Elijah's departure, and as they walked near the Jordan River, a miraculous event unfolded. A chariot of fire and horses of fire appeared, separating Elijah and Elisha. In a whirlwind, Elijah was taken up into heaven, leaving Elisha behind. Elisha, now filled with the spirit of Elijah, picked up Elijah's mantle and continued the prophetic ministry. The story of Elijah and the fiery chariot became a powerful testimony to the sovereignty and faithfulness of the God of Israel, inspiring generations to come.